Welcome again, everybody. I'm the commissioner, and I'm here with
Mr. Dig.
And we are here for the fourth and final event of the first ever National Equipment League Championship. Ryan, it's been quite an event as you've come, and I'm so glad that you could participate in this with us.
Me too, man. I appreciate you having me.
What have your thoughts been as we've seen the first three events?
Man, this has been really amazing just to see these guys go head to head and compete. You know, it's been awesome.
We didn't know how competitive the guys would be, and they're still all kind of sitting in a circle talking to each other.
They're still friends.
They're still friends, but they're trying to get an angle on each other, and you can see it happening.
Absolutely.
As they go through things. As we get into the final event here, which we're calling the Wheel Loader Sprint, we've got a very close grouping of people that still have a chance to win the championship.
That's right.
Now in this event, what you're gonna see happen is you're gonna see each operator start off in the 985 wheel loader. They will charge the pile of crushed road base on one end of the facility and then drive that bucket full over to the articulated truck on the other end of the facility. They will do that until the payload system in the truck reads 37 pounds. And the minute we hear the horn honk on that ADT to tell us that it's reached that weight, time stops.
That's right.
Now, we've got a log jam at the top of the standings here as we enter the fourth and final competition. Anything could happen. We've got Andrew Camarata in first place with 12 points, Brian Furness in second place with 11, Mike Simon in third place with 10, and Dumpster Dave Buchakian in fourth place with 9. Now Jeff Dodge, mathematically eliminated from competition, but he's still with us. He's gonna compete, and he's gonna look to hop up a couple spots on that leaderboard. But what's interesting is you look at the leaderboard as it sits today. Depending on how things go, we could have any number of endings. We could have a two-way tie. We could have a three-way tie. If things get really weird, we could have a four-way tie. But I think what'll be interesting to see is if one of those guys at the very top, be it Andrew, be it Brian, maybe Mike, one of them takes charge, gets a big win here, and takes home that first ever National Equipment League Championship.
Takes home that big pretty belt, man. Let's see who comes out on top.
We are so grateful you spent this time with us. Enough talking from us. Let's get into the competition. Well, Ryan, here we are, and as we teed it up for you just now, first and foremost, we're going to go to the man with the honors in this event, Mr. Andrew Camarata. He gave us a thumbs up that he's ready to go. What are you looking to see here in the operators here tonight?
You know, this is more my wheelhouse because I cut my teeth on a front end loader. So this is not going to be more about strategy because it's pretty simple. You get a huge scoop of rock, you put it in the truck, you do it again until you hit that target weight. So this is just going to be about speed and getting a big scoop full of rock and getting it in that truck as quickly as possible.
Absolutely, and that big old boy, the 985 here, that's the machine to do it.
Big one.
All right, with no further ado, to see who becomes the first ever National Equipment League champion, Andrew Camarata, let's go!
No delay, Andrew is off to a racing start to that pile of rock.
He's not messing around.
Not a bit.
He's getting a good start.
And this is for the belt, so nobody can really mess around on this one because it's still anybody's game.
Especially in that tight grouping of three guys near the top.
Let's see what kind of scoop he. Oh, that's a nice one. That bucket is full. Spilling a little bit, but he's coming with the first load right now as we speak.
We talk about load and carry. He's got a little bit of spillage there as he goes, but it's going well.
Well, the one thing I'll tell you, because I've got Hyundai loaders, and they have good ride suspension in them. So when you're going with that much weight, it's still pretty easy to carry that load. But he got a little happy there dumping that one into the back.
We had our first bed banger there of the night. And he needs to be cognizant of where he is on the hillside there.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
That's maybe not how I would do the turn, but Andrew was able to make it work. And he's back, heading for his second bucket full.
And Bill, I'm gonna say with that size bucket and that big a loader, 3 scoops should be about at their target weight.
You think that'll get it at the 37 tons?
I think so, if they can really heap them up. We're gonna find out, but you know, Andrew spilled a little bit.
He's digging into that pile now. You see that 985 working.
A little bit more spillage, hard on those brakes. But here he comes with scoop number 2, and it's another scoop full.
Andrew doesn't do anything half speed.
No, everything's wide open, but you see that bucket bouncing? That thing has got amazing ride control in it. Still losing a little bit.
I'm gonna get out of the way here because I know this is where he did his turn last time.
Yeah, we better watch out for this guy.
He banged the bucket again. Andrew right now at a time of 2:20. We'll see how long it takes him to get this third bucket.
Yep, we've got Matt in the cab watching the onboard scales of the 45 haul truck to let us know when he hits that target weight.
Let's ask Matt. I'm going to ask Matt here while we're standing here. What's he at? 18. He's at 18. All right. Okay. So he's still got a way to go.
Yeah. So it looks like it's going to take 4.
I would think that a guy with and that's Matt Ganser, by the way. He's our man in the articulated dump truck cab here tonight.
And here he comes with scoop number 3. He's got them heaped up pretty good.
We know, based on his splits so far, scoop number 3, unless there's some magic in there, scoop number 3 ain't gonna get it done. And you wonder with each little bit there, when he hits some of those bumps, he loses a little bit.
Absolutely, and every little bit's gonna count.
You wonder if that'll be the difference in maybe him having to do a 4th load. Oh, and he lost some. Again, aggressive dumping. He lost some out the back end.
Yeah, it may not look like much, but that's weight that he needs in the truck, not on the ground.
He's at 25. Matt says he's at 25 after that. It's definitely going to take him at least 2 scoops to get to 37.
Yeah. He's giving the 985 no mercy, though. He's jabbing that bucket right in there.
He is driving hard into that pile.
This is scoop number 4, isn't it, Bill?
This is definitely number 4.
Okay. And he's racing down the back stretch. Bouncing all around the cab, but you gotta be careful. Sometimes that speed will hurt you because he's losing rock out of that bucket. Oh, still losing some due to spillage over the side of the bed. He had a lot of rock in that bucket.
Boy, there's still a lot of rock in that bucket.
Yeah, there's at least a ton still left in that bucket.
Room to the front. How is that not low? I mean, yeah, there's some room, but like...
He definitely got a healthy scoop on this last, or potentially last bucketful.
Yeah, I think he lost more than he thought he did. I hope we hit 37 here with this load.
I think we should. So Matt just gave us a signal. He's at 32. So if he can keep all the rock in the bucket, this should do it. That got it right there.
Time of 6:05, 6:05 for Andrew Camarata. That will set the bar for the competition here
good on that. I ran that loader about as harder than you should be running it, so that's what a race is. So.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see. Time will tell because we're competitors to go.
Well, we saw a little bit there what happens with a lot of front end loader operators who sometimes maybe get frustrated. You get a little sticky stuff that sticks in the bottom of the bucket.
Yep.
That may have affected how many passes he loaded that truck in.
It very well could have, but if anybody's going to push this machinery to its limit, it's Andrew Camarada. I think we saw that there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Next up, based on the order of honors from the last event, Dumpster Dave, without any further pomp and circumstance. Dave, give it hell! Now here's where I'm going to be brutally honest with you, Ryan.
Okay.
I have no idea what kind of loader operator Dave is. I've never seen him operate a front end loader. I don't think in his day-to-day business he runs a front end loader.
I don't think so either, but he took off, pretty dang good, and we're about to see.
We're about to see what kind of scoop he's got. From our vantage point here, I don't see a lot of mounding in that bucket. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a little slack.
That's gonna be a little slack, and that's gonna take him 5-6 loads.
Yeah.
If not more, to get up to the 37 tons.
But again, like you said, he's a trash guy like me. He's in the roll-off business, so that's a respectable scoop for somebody that doesn't spend a lot of time in a loader.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's decent. The thing you gotta be careful with right here, Bill, is coming up way too early with that bucket. You've got a tremendous amount of weight in that bucket, and you don't want to be moving too quickly while that thing's way up in the air.
Dave has already done something that Andrew was mostly unable to do. He was able to deposit a load there without banging the side of the bucket, the bed. Dave has decided he's going to take out the camera crew.
Give her hell, Dave. He's looking pretty good on the back stretch, making up some time, but he's got to get some more material in that bucket.
Experience would tell me, now he went in high. He went
did.
in with his bucket we'll call it a not ideal plane, and he realized it. He realized he did not get much of a bucket full there.
So he did the right thing versus wasting all that time to come over here with minimal material. He dropped that bucket back down to the ground, went in at the right angle.
Dave's got pride. Dave's excited to be here and compete. And he went in and he got a little more in that bucket, but not a lot more. Dave is struggling with that pile.
Yeah. And that just takes seat time.
It does say cheesy.
You gotta be raising that bucket up and curling at the same time to maximize capacity. And that's a huge bucket.
Yeah. I gotta be honest with you, I consider myself a somewhat competent equipment operator. I struggle charging a pile.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy doing it. I don't, he got a little bit of the bed there. But not in the same way Andrew did. A little kiss there from the...
a little love tap.
Little love tap. The HA45 can take it.
I'll tell you something else that helps out with this 985 is those wide tires.
Yeah.
We run a lot of these in a sand application.
I'm sorry, Matt, come back.
22.2.
So he's a 22.2. That's better than I thought he would. And you know what that might be indicative of is that Andrew Camarada, I think, had a lot of clay in the bottom of that bucket. How much weight was Andrew leaving off every time he went into the pile and went to the truck?
Yeah, that might have hurt. But you can see where those wide tires help out a lot. Like I was saying, we run these in sand applications. Those wide tires help get more power to the ground. That 985 has got the power, but if you can't plant it to the ground, it doesn't do you any good. But this thing does an amazing job of getting full bucketfuls, at least in a sand application.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the benefit of having Mr. Dig here as our color commentator. That type of expert commentary on wheel loader performance in this application.
But I like his style. He doesn't raise that bucket too early because that can be really dangerous. He waits till he gets closer to the truck, gives it the throttle, goes up with that weight, and that, you know, I'm impressed.
I am impressed too. Oh, that's what you don't like seeing.
No, he left a little bit in the bucket and dumped it.
Ryan, would you say that Dumpster Dave dumped it?
Dumpster Dave dumped it.
I think we almost lost a GoPro there, depending on how you're watching at home.
Yeah, the drone almost. The drone almost bit it.
Matt, sir, where are we after that one?
34.3.
34.3.
So Dave is going to bring it home on this one.
Yeah.
Again, so I'd be interested to go back and watch the replay. On one of those first two scoops, Andrew Muscat had dug too deep and got a heaping load of clay.
Yeah.
And it stayed in his bucket for the rest of the darn competition.
This old Georgia clay is tacky and it will coat the bottom of that bucket.
You wonder if that's what causes Andrew a championship.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, this should put him well beyond the 37 tons right here. If he can hold on to it and he can get it in the back of that truck.
I'm gonna get in position to hear that horn here.
Oh no, another love tap by Dumpster
all
Dave.
he had to do was dump her in. But 551, you're good, you're good.
What do you think? That was
I think by taking that road right there and not slowing down mid up high, like they did the screw, so just I guess.
just a good steady pace. Keep green. All right, we got more people coming. Here we go.
All right, Ryan, so I don't want to belabor issues, but we again saw there, and I think even Dave, you know, he was a little surprised at the fact that he filled it as quick as he did, but that was the clay stuck in the bottom of Andrew's bucket.
Yeah, I think that hurt Andrew on those that first scoop, just went a little too deep. This old Georgia clay compacted in there and might have cost him a few tons.
Well, I'm not going to say anything more because I don't want to jinx him. I think I've talked too much about him the last couple times, but in the cab right now, ready to take his shot at championship gold, is Mike Dirt Perfect Simon. And Mike, we're just going to let you go. Go! Mike wants this bad.
Yeah, he does. He's off to the races. He's really giving that 985 all she's got, but he did get that bucket down nice and level. I heard it hit the ground. That should be a good full bucket right there. Yep, that's a good solid bucket right there. Heaped up, full to all the way to capacity. But that don't mean anything, Bill, if you can't get it in the back of the truck. So he's got to be real careful with that heavy of a load. Letting it bounce a little bit, he could drop a few tons before he gets it in the bed.
But Mike had a steady run there. I think Mike is respectful of the truck bed. He's giving it a high dump, but he's dumping it right in the center of that truck like a pro.
Yep, that was a solid first scoop, man. If he can do that every time and
Mike
keep that speed up, and he's gonna back all the way up.
Mike is like, I am gonna drive backwards. Of all the ingenuity and stuff Mike comes up with, he said, forget your wide turns by the truck.
I'm just gonna back up
I'm gonna go in reverse the whole way.
Hey, you know, if anybody's gonna come up with some different strategy, it'll be Mike.
It's gonna be Mike Simon. Mike believes in his heart, and he might be right. Mike believes in his heart that with this 985, he can three-pass this truck.
Yeah. And I think he might do it because there's another heaping bucket full.
He's losing a little bit there on the reverse.
A little bit. That reverse idea wasn't bad though, you know, because it's kind of tight turning quarters right up here.
Yeah. Now we'll see, there's still a couple competitors after him, including one of his top competitors. We'll see if others employ that strategy. But he's got a big old heaping bucket. He's only at 2 minutes, 12 seconds.
Oh, you can already
seen other folks make that error. Matt, what's the reading you got in the truck there?
27.
I do believe Mike Simons is gonna, well, no, he'll 3-pass this truck. If he gets a load like he had
if he can get the same, or same equivalent bucket on this one, he should be there.
And he will have a time and a score that will have blown the previous competitors out of the water.
Bill, that's 13.5 tons per scoop, dude.
Mike's not messing around. He came to play. He smelled blood in the water.
Yep,
after Andrews won with that loader.
He wants that belt.
I'm gonna get in good position here again to hear that
well, you
horn.
better hurry, because he is coming.
Mike is not messing around. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Simon putting together the type of run that you see when someone wants to win a championship.
He's hungry. Another big bucket full, but I don't know if it's as full as the first two. Let's see if he's got it.
I don't think it needs to be as full as the first two, but he's got to dump it. He's got, oh, Mike.
Little love tap. Oh,
he hit it. He hit it. 343.
Mr. Dirt Perfect, how do you think you did?
I feel like that was a really good run. I made up for a couple of little runs there in the middle. We got a strong competitor behind us. It's going to be tight.
Well, your time is 3:43. You just clinched first place right here, right now, but we've got 2 more to go. I love this strategy of backing up all the way, saved a bunch of time. Those were big buckets.
If I gave style points, I think I already would have had this one, just for the record.
Of course.
The skies have opened up, and yet it is still bright and sunshiny here in Carnesville. We're down on our 2 last runs. And the reality is that Brian's run here will go a long way to determining who the champion is.
It's getting down to the wire, man. We're gonna have to see what kind of time that Brian can turn out here and see who takes home that belt today.
If he can beat Mike, that'll put him in at least a tie for first, and then we'll see how everything else goes. And sun is shining.
Liquid sunshine.
Rain's downpouring. I think we got to get the show on the road,
Let's
Ryan.
get it on the road.
All right, here we go. Brian Furness, go!
Oh, that rain feels good though, buddy.
Rain does feel good. Because of the rain, we're taking a couple drones out of the sky. Brian Furness.
I heard Brian get that bucket all the way on the ground. That's important.
Look at that.
That's a nice, healthy scoop.
That is a heaping load.
Not as much dust with a little bit of rain that's coming down right now.
It's amazing. That's God's dust control right there, Ryan.
That's it. Oh yeah, that's a decent scoop. Nice approach to the truck. And he slams that first bucket in there.
Brian choosing to go with the
traditional turnaround
traditional
spot.
Loading turn pattern.
That was a good scoop, Bill.
That was a really good scoop.
He can do 2 more of those, man. This is going to be super close.
But now he's got to beat Mike's time.
Yes.
And depending on where he finishes in the scheme of things, I think there's a situation where we could have a tie between Mike Simon, Dirt Perfect, and Brian Furness.
Could very well be. Let's see when Brian turns around. Oh, that's a massive scoop.
He's got a good load there.
All the way to the back wall, heaped up. That's a good one. You got to watch that speed on the back stretch too, because you don't want to spill any. Those are valuable tons he's carrying in that bucket right now.
Valuable tons, and frankly, given the run that Andrew had, if he can beat Mike Simon's time of 3:43, this could be a championship clinching run.
He's got to make sure to get all that rock out of that bucket.
We'll get an update here from Matt in the cab, what Brian was able to do with that load. Matt, sir, what does that one put us at?
35.
He almost two-loaded that truck.
Almost. Those were healthy scoops, man.
And here's the deal, he's at 240 right now. Unless an elderly woman comes across the street and Brian's a gentleman that doesn't let her go, I believe this will be a championship clinching run.
And I think he knows
for
it.
Brian Furness.
Yeah, and he knows it too. Look at the size of that scoop.
He didn't take a big scoop. He knew what he had in his bucket there.
I wonder if he's using the onboard scales in there to help him out.
He may very well be. He's at 304.
Can
we'll
he do
see
it?
What time. Brian Furness at 315 clinches what we believe is the National Equipment League Championship.
Awesome, good job, Brian.
Championship run.
Be like solid room. Rain's not helping because we didn't really go over the windshield wipers on that pre-trip. So yeah, but good run. What do we about Belgium?
Well, so I have some exciting news to tell you that that puts you in first place as a champion. Congratulations! That's awesome.
Thanks,
That
guys.
was a good run.
Well, it's been an exciting couple of minutes here. We believe that barring any mathematical wildness, we just crowned our first ever National Equipment League champion. And then the heavens opened up, which
They sure did.
makes us look the way we do right now.
Yeah, kick that temperature, that humidity up to like 127%, man. It is muggy out here.
It was a welcome change, and we've got one more run here, and then we will get to the crowning ceremony for the first ever National Equipment League champion. But before we do that, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, fan favorite, Jeff Dodge. Jeff, one more time, the green flag, go!
Now, Bill, I heard the guys talking. They say Jeff hadn't had a whole lot of time in a front end loader, so should be interesting to see what he can pull off.
I believe in Jeff. I think he wants to do well here. He does such good work in promoting the skilled trades.
Yes, he does.
Jeff has made a passionate calling of promoting the skilled trades. That's part of why he's here with us here today. And we're certainly glad to have him. And he's got a nice looking load coming out of there.
He does, man. I could see it pop. Oh, that might be the biggest bucket yet.
Jeff Dodge. You know what? He said,
killing it.
He said, I want one of these where I've got, I got some more points.
He's got a mountain in that bucket, Bill. Wow.
He's cautious. There's a little bit of...
He's got to be cautious because he's probably got 15 tons in that bucket. That is maxed out.
We'll get a reading from Matt. That could be the biggest bucket of the day.
I think it is. Look, it's coming over the back of the bucket. He's got so much in there. Oh, he's going to lose a little bit just because it's so full.
And here's where he's a little, whoa, look at that. Oh.
Nice love tap. The back tires are coming off the ground. That was a humongous scoop.
That was a humongous scoop. Matt's gonna have a talk with me about the bucket hitting that bed.
That woke Matt up in the cab for sure.
It sure did.
He's gonna use the old turnaround spot and go, let's see if we can get one more of those. But yeah, we gotta find out how much that scoop weighed.
Jeff is getting back into position now. $13. I can't see what he's saying. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Dodge on his last run here, not messing around, 18.9
Whoa.
in that load. He's gonna get a talking to. He's gonna get a talking to about bumping the bucket. But you know what? 18.9 to see what that 895 could do. That was impressive.
That's insane.
So here, Jeff Dodge may come out of this. Hey, he's trending towards a good time here, but he's killing maybe a little too much time trying to make sure he gets that big bucket.
I knew that was a huge scoop when I saw him coming around. I mean, that thing was heaped up like I've not seen yet.
But I feel like now this is ideas for future shows, Ryan. A load like that, he 2-loads this thing with that kind of a bucket. I feel like there should be an award of some kind for that.
There's got to at least be an honorable mention.
Absolutely. And Jeff has been a fantastic competitor here this week.
And like you said earlier, the stuff, what he provides for the trade is awesome. Bringing up the future generations.
Jeff Dodge, good friends with Hyundai dealer Diamond Equipment, Bob Brucken. And I met Jeff a number of years back through Bob. And yeah, Jeff does great work. Does great work on the racetrack. And great competitor here today. And
yeah, this scoop isn't quite as big as the last one, so I don't think it's going to pass it.
It might not need to be, though.
Thought we might hear the horn.
He didn't quite get it. He's got to get just a little more.
Get a little bit more on this third
Just a little
scoop.
more, one more.
As long as he can make it back safely without spilling too much, this one's got to for sure do it.
For sure.
You know, that first scoop was enough to overload a regular tandem truck with one scoop.
Yep.
That's saying something.
And now I'm realizing we're late into this competition, Ryan. My mathing wasn't that great there. It would have had to have been another, very large scoop for him to hit that 37 mark.
Yeah.
But no doubt he'll get it here with this scoop. And let's see what Jeff does.
I'm impressed for not having, that much loader experience to get a scoop like that.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
Jeff Dodge, if he can get here within the next minute, he'll have finished in third place, which will be his best finish of the day, and a great way for a strong competitor like Jeff to close out the program.
Yeah, that's a good ending note, and I think he'll definitely get here within that time frame.
Yeah, absolutely. Here he is on his approach.
He knows this scoop's going to do it, so he didn't get near as much. He can just get it in the back of that truck quickly. He can't waste any time here.
He's being gentle, he's being delicate. He knows what he did on that first bucket.
There it is.
5:26 for Jeff Dodge in third place.
Nice, good job, Jeff.
We're gonna throw it back to Jessica here, who's gonna talk to Jeff, and then we'll get to the award ceremony.
First time on a wheel loader also, but that went better than the rest. Almost got it in two, but I think we got out of the back on that one. So
that was huge buckets. I saw the tail, the tires like that, come up a little bit. This was going scared. Yes, but third place there. Such a strong finish. That's going to make the final numbers here super interesting. We're going to go figure those out, and then we'll be at the awards ceremony. Good job, Jeff.
Thank you.
Strong finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here after the completion of the first ever National Equipment League Championship event brought to you by Hyundai. We've had 5 great competitors from all across the U.S., and we've had a great time. We saw leads change many times. We saw some drama. We saw some action. Now, without further ado, we will give out again the final ranking of our participants today. In 5th place, and by far the one Ryan and I had the most commenting about and appreciated his effort. And particularly, it needs to be noted, he had the record bucket of the day in that last challenge, Mr. Jeff Dodge.
Good job, buddy.
Coming in 4th place, a man who has been consistent all day, has taken each challenge with confidence and done very well, Mr. Dumpster Dave.
Yeah, baby.
Coming in 3rd place, the man who needs no introduction, and as you've watched this with us through the last 4 episodes, the drama of how these guys have jockeyed positions throughout the last 4 contests has been pretty amazing to watch. And this guy's way of approaching things and the action and the way he dove into it was entertaining as all heck. Coming in third place, Mr. Andrew Camarada.
Woo.
Rounding out the final two, in second place, a man who has a belt of his own, so I don't feel too bad that he doesn't win a belt today, Mr. Dirt Perfect, Mike Simon.
Yeah.
And it is with great pride and happiness and enjoyment and excitement that we crown the first ever National Equipment League champion, Mr. Brian Furness.
Yeah.
Brian, that belt is yours. You're going to be expected to come defend it here shortly.
I'm all about it.
We appreciate it.
I'm all about it.
Let's go talk to Ryan and the camera crew here for a second. Brian, that thing looks good on you. What was your approach coming into the event here today?
Honestly, just bring my A game. I knew I was going to be up against some really stiff competition. You couldn't slouch. There were a couple of these obstacles that proved to be a little more challenging even than I was anticipating, and so it was really just kind of bring the A game and hope for the best.
If you look at something that you think was the turning point of your day-to-day that puts you in this position to win the championship, what do you think that is?
In all honesty, having the loader, when we did that swap, having that loader be the last thing. I love loaders. It's one of my forte machines, and so coming off of the big loss over here at the stacking, it was nice to come up to the loader and have a nice little safe machine I could kind of clean up in. So
Brian, what do you think of Brian's performance
Brian,
today?
stay consistent all day long, man. My hat's off to you. Congratulations. Good job, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the first ever National Equipment League Championship. I think everyone had a little fun today. We hope you had fun watching it at home. We're going to do this again. Thank you for watching, and we'll see who challenges Brian, whether he'll defend his belt or whether someone will challenge to be the next National Equipment League champion. Thanks, everybody.